Hello, my name is Sheryl McCoy, and I'm here to talk to you about week 3 of the course Teaching EFL to Young Learners. In this program, you will see how to create board games, and we're going to go up to the overview and syllabus that's right here on the open page. And we've already talked about week 1, getting acquainted, week 2, storytelling. Now we're on to week 3, board games. So click on that little breadcrumb there. And now you can see all your little breadcrumbs here. Dashboard, sessions, EVO17, EFL to Young Learners, EVO 2017, which is our class. Week 3, board games, which was supervised and taught to us by Nevis Torresi and Dr. Nellie Deutsch. It's a very interesting program that Nevis shared with us. She has a particular form of online websites that she found that make really good basic board games and give you the confidence and the ideas that you can use to make your own. Now, board games being used in education have a long history. And when I first began to teach, there were only board games like Sorry, Monopoly, Chinese checkers, things like that. All right, so it was very difficult because there really weren't very many educational board games. And if they had them, they were very expensive. Needless to say, they're rather expensive still today. But there was a man named Frank Schaefer, and he was the first one to help out teachers with low resources. And he made these board games that were just awesome. And they had the whole board game laid out. You'd cut out the pieces, color it in, and then laminate it, and then they fold up. They'd go into a folder, and all the stuff could be contained. And oh my goodness, the kids love them. So we've come a long way since then, but here we are now with the use of the online programs. We can actually create our own board games. So during week 3, we discussed the theories of teaching and learning English language skills via board games. We discussed board games in the YLT classroom, that is the Young Learner classroom. Consider the benefits and challenges involved in using board games. The benefit is that when you are using a board game, especially with young learners, they are at an age where their English vocabulary is developing. They need to have a controlled vocabulary. So, board games are perfect for this because the board game has a particular set of vocabulary, and there are specific questions that you sometimes need to ask the other people in the game. You have to do some things like ask for help. You have to listen to others. So all these things are helpful in learning the basic conversation, and then also the vocabulary that's in the board game helps children learn whatever skill or set of vocabulary is the teacher wants them to learn. One of the cutest little games I saw earlier was one where they learned numbers, and that was very basic and very important for any language learning. So I have completed everything in this week's class, and I'm down to the point where I've made my board game, and I've done all the other things that we could do. So now we've transferred to the website toolsforeducators.com. And as you can see, it's got a lot of history to it. It's one of the old style websites, but it is chock full of information and other things that you can use for your class. For instance, there's Tools for Educators, which is a free big area, worksheets, printables, work templates. There's word search, crossword, board games, bingo, vocabulary, mazes, spelling, and you can make your own certificates here. So of course, we're focusing on board games this week. So we're going to go past free word search maker, the dice maker, and here we are at Printable board games. As you can see, I've used this. I also went in and looked at some of these others, like the free crossword puzzle maker. That is really nice. So when you go to the Printable board makers, it explains everything with it. You can make it with just images. Maybe that's all you want to use at the beginning and have the kids practice their speaking English. Or maybe you want to mix that up with some text or all text. That's all you want. And you want them to match the English words with some images. You can do all that. So we're going to click on Printable Board Games, and we're going to go here and see how easy it is. As you can see, they've got all the other information listed up, and there are more game board options listed below. Okay, so game with text only, images only, image with some text. All right, I was trying to make a game that would go with what I've been focusing on this week in the beginning with the story Enemy Pie. So what I did is I went through here and I looked at different board games, and then I picked the one that I would like that would coincide with that book the easiest. So I had feelings and emotions because remember in the story Enemy Pie from storyline.com, the little boy thought that the new boy that moved into his neighborhood was an enemy. So we wanted to talk about, well, what are feelings and what are emotions, and can we misunderstand those feelings or what things look like? And as we go here, we look up here, see it says images only. So if I wanted to, I could use that one. Or I could go over to images with some text, which is what I did. Click on that. Now we have the default word, which is the last letter of the alphabet. And there are 14 pictures in the little game that we're going to make. And there are texts for each. There's a text for the first text block. There are 6 text blocks, so you can put them wherever you want. Now, I went through and I said, okay, let's look at our words. And we have a drop-down list of emotions and feelings. So, there it is. One was draw your own emotion, which I thought was okay, but I wanted to just stick with the basics. Now, you could feel bad, you could feel better, you could feel cold. Now, cold didn't really match Enemy Pie story, so I wasn't going to mess with this. Or feel cold, or feel dizzy. Well, I suppose if you were over anxious, you might feel dizzy. Drowsy, no. Exhausted, no. Good, maybe. Great, maybe. Happy, could be. Hot, no. Hot, nervous might be if you're angry. Hungry, no. And love, no. Blah, blah, as you go through. So then you pick out the ones you want to pick. So I will use one of these words in here just to show you how this all works. And I didn't have angry. So what I decided to use was, I used the hot nervous. Okay, so there it is. And then I used bad. And I used better. Now you see how these are like two bads together is not a good idea. So once I picked out the words I wanted, okay, like happy, At the end, he was happy. Um, I didn't see the word confused. That would have been helpful. But anyway, you see, when I learned to make my own board games off of something else, maybe use PowerPoint or uh, some Google Docs, whatever, I can add those words in. So I'm going to let you see how you can go ahead and fill out each one of these, and each one has a picture. Okay, so let's just pick some others, whether they fit enemy pie or not. Let's pick exhausted. Let's pick, we've already picked happy, hungry and love index. We have not picked mad. Let's pick mad. And then we can go to shy. That is a choice that could have happened with the new boy that moved in. He might have been scared when the other little boy got confused about what was going on. Tired. And we have drowsy, thirsty, terrible. I've already used that one. Good. And you can always have a blank if you want, but I didn't want to do that. So anywho, let's use worse here. And then for the last picture, we'll use hungry. Hungry for enemy pie. So here we are. We have these all picked out. Now we're going to just leave these. I had moved these around because go back to start and then lose a turn, lose a turn, lose a turn, lose a turn didn't sound very good to me. So I could go, I would always put like move ahead 5. I copied that and then I brought it down here and then I pasted it into number 3 because that's a good place. You don't want people jumping right ahead of the game. Then over here I typed in lose a turn, deleted that, and go back to start. Okay, go back to start is okay as a second one, especially for young kids. They're just learning. You sure don't want to put go back to start at the very end when they've almost made it. So we've done everything that we're going to do for this particular game, and we're going to click on Make It. So this will print out on an 8.5, well, an 8 by 11 sheet of paper, it says. And it'll also do the A4 paper, which is really important for people in other printer countries. So let's press Make It. Takes a little bit of time, but not a lot. We're going to click on that. And then we should have something that comes up pretty quickly. This may be a slow day. Let me look at these other ones I have. I may have already have a copy. All right, that's what I went to. That's what I already did. Okay, so let's get rid of these. Close out some windows. That might help us. Uh-oh. This has never happened to me before. Let's see if we can't get back there. Okay. Well, I just would like for you to see it. It may not come out. Oh, there it is. All of them say worse right here. Okay. But we could go back. Or not. Let's see what we've got going on here. Let's pick something different. Let's pick fruits and vegetables. So first we have watermelon. Then we have grapefruit. Cucumbers. Blueberries. garlic, eggplant. And you know, you could even make a game up with your own class as a reward. Tell them that, oh, we're going to learn about vegetables and other such things and sweet fruits. Bananas, Chinese cabbage. Oh, I love that. Stir fry. And then just talk about that with the kids as you go through. Scallions are good. Oop, radish isn't spelled right, so I'm not going to put that in there. Then, so you get the drift. There's a peach. Let's put something. Carrots. Pomegranate. Plums. Let's put pomegranate in there. I went too far on that one. Pomegranate. Pomegranate. La. Then we already have watermelon. We don't need other melons. If they can get watermelon, they can get all of them. Tomato. Watermelon. And artichoke. I've heard I can even grow artichokes here on the prairie. Move ahead 5. Back to the start. Just like I said, let's move ahead 5 somewhere else. Let's put it right in the very middle. Copy that. Get rid of lose a turn. We'll put lose a turn right at the very first. That way it won't be too frustrating for little kids. Now, if you have older kids, you could make this as hard as you want. So you could even put the move ahead 5 or lose a turn or go back to the start. You could put that at the very end if you were working with older kids. Now we're going to make it. There it is. Now that is nice. So when we finish with that, we have the ability to take that and save it or print it. So you would just go over to your printer instructions, and the rest of it would be just as you would do on your computer. So I'm going back to the activity. Activity 3. Board games. Submit your video. Okay, so I really am ready to submit my video. And let's bring it down here. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't have anything that can't be seen in public. I am going to move it over so everything's not blocked out. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic in case you didn't know that. All right, so here's what I do. I've made the board game. I have done all the information with Screencast-O-Matic. I'm going to download it here, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube, and after I put it on YouTube, then I come here to the discussion. There's Nivis Torresi, and I'm going to add a discussion topic, put my YouTube video in, and I will have a video ready for you to look at. And I thank you so much for your kind attention. You have a wonderful day. Thank you.